I'm Dr. Gregory Degnan, and we're here today to talk about macronutrients. We're going to help define them, we're going to discuss what their importance is, and I'm going to help you try to clarify what's an appropriate ratio of these nutrients in a healthy diet. We hear a lot on the nutrition scene today, and often what's being discussed these days is the micronutrients, the vitamins, the antioxidants. But we tend to lose sight of what is the major portion of our diet, which is the macronutrients. These are the nutrients that provide calories and allow us to use the energy. These are necessary for growth and our basic metabolism. These are the essentials of life. There are three basic macronutrients: carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Now there are subcategories within those, but that's the basic three. Carbohydrates have 4 calories per gram. So you can use that to convert. When you look at nutritional facts on a package, 1 gram of carbohydrates equals 4 calories. Protein, 4 calories per gram. Fats have 9 calories per gram. Carbohydrates are the foodstuff that is needed in the largest amount. They are our main source of fuel and is the source that is most easily converted to energy. All of our tissues in the body can use carbohydrate as a fuel source. These are critical for central nervous system development and function and critical for brain function. And in fact, a minimum of 130 grams of carbohydrate per day has been determined to be what is required to allow for normal brain function. And that's why it's been set as the recommended daily allowance. Fiber is carbohydrate that we can't digest, but it is still critically important in our diet with regard to digestive health, heart health, and decreasing our cholesterol. Carbohydrates are found in starchy foods, grains, potatoes, meaty fruits, milk, and other dairy products. Protein is our second macronutrient. Protein is necessary for growth, tissue repair, and making essential hormones and enzymes. It provides energy when carbohydrates aren't available, and it helps us to preserve our lean muscle mass. This is found in meat, poultry, fish, some dairy products like cheese, milk, high content in nuts, and in beans or legumes. Protein in the body is broken down into amino acids. Amino acids fall into 2 categories. There are the essential amino acids, and what that means is the only way our body can produce these is to ingest them. And then there are non-essential amino acids which our body can produce from other byproducts. Meat protein provides all of our essential amino acids. Non-meat proteins don't provide all of those essential amino acids, and if you are not taking in some source of meat protein, you need to be aware that you have to provide some supplementation to get all of those essentials. Fat. Fat is our third macronutrient. Fat has gotten a horrible reputation in the dietary world, but the reality is it is as essential to our survival as carbohydrate or protein. It helps with normal growth and development. It helps with the absorption of certain vitamins which are fat soluble and will not otherwise be absorbed. It helps to cushion our organs, and it is critical for maintaining and stabilizing our cell membranes. It is a vital part of our diet. Now, part of the reason fat has gotten its bad reputation is there are 3 types of fats. There are the saturated fats, which are found in foods like butter, lard, meat, and cream or heavy dairy products. There's trans fat, and that's the horrible fat. That's the one you read about. That's found in the baked goods. That's found in margarines, snack foods, and many of our fried foods. And then there's the unsaturated fats. That's the good fat. That's the fat that's found in olive oil, canola, avocados, nuts, and oily fish. Fats like the omega-3 fatty acids. Replacing your saturated fats and your trans fats with unsaturated fats will decrease the risk of heart disease, decrease the issues with cholesterol, and provide you with the fatty nutrients that you need for survival, essentially. So what's the right ratio? Because you'll hear a lot about the macronutrients and how you balance your carbs and how you balance your protein and your fat. And in fact, most of the fad diets have a tendency to make you do completely away with one or the other. Well, there is no perfect one-size-fits-all ratio, but there are very reasonable ranges. And if you stay within these ranges, then you are going to be in good shape. As a general rule, you want carbohydrates to constitute 45 to 65% of your dietary caloric intake. Protein should be about 10 to 35%, and fat should be about 20 to 35%. Now you can adjust those ratios within that range to achieve a goal of weight loss, where you might decrease the carbs somewhat, decrease the fat somewhat, and increase the protein. But again, the lower end of these ranges are the recommended daily allowances, which will allow you to continue to function normally. It is critically essential to remember that all three of these macronutrients are important. All three are essential in your diet, and any fad diet that severely limits the intake of one or more of these three is ultimately not going to be good for your health.